this morning. Be still, my heart, I age, I years at the mention of your name. What a pity this season. You remember me, my dear one. I don't recognize myself. I'm not the one you knew. Behold the labyrinth. Walk around these empty rooms. We once moved like the morning. Silhouettes, they haunt this house, like your memory haunts me now, as if it were a dream, as if it were a dream. And it's such a shame. I heard the wind say this morning, be still, my heart, I age, I years at the mention of your name. What a pity this season. You remember me, my dear one. I don't recognize myself. I'm not the one you knew. Behold the labyrinth. I heard the moon has visions of her nightly, and I heard the mighty river call out his name. And I saw the skies and the earth, yes, I saw the skies and the earth crying over you. And it's such a shame. I heard the wind say this morning, be still, my heart, I age, my years at the mention of your name. What a pity this season. You remember me, my dear one. I don't recognize myself. I'm not the one you knew. Behold the labyrinth. Remember everything we had. Every breath of this place creaking. I'm familiar with the cold, with the windows and the doors, and the sound of my heart beating, beating in and out of time. And it's such a shame. I heard the wind say this morning, be still, my heart, I age, I years at the mention of your name. What a pity this season. You remember me, my dear one.
Hello everybody, welcome to another stream. Let's I'll put my headphones on properly, I guess. We're going to chat Orcs tonight. Got a few things to go on about. We're going to talk to Dave about Orcs. We're going to talk about Orc kit, character creation. We're going to just talk Orky things. Got an announcement of who won the prizes. Well, the prize from Rob Burden. So someone's won a commissioned weapon, and I'm going to announce the next big prize that we're going to do for the next month to see what we can get, and hopefully give someone away a wonderful commission of whatever we're going to do. I'm kind of giving it away by saying that, but never mind. Never mind. So first thing first, thank you everybody for the love that the last stream got. Women in LARP. It's done amazing on YouTube, and it has obviously the dickheads out there who don't like anything to do with stuff that's not men and not straight men. They did their normal thing, but they were roundly beaten out by everyone else who liked the stuff, so that was good. A nail polishing commission, no. So first off, Rob Burden has been incredibly generous with what he's done. There is not one winner of the weapon commissions. There's two. There is two. He has picked two winners. So the first one is a wicked axe for splitting wood, Valorn, and barbarians. So that is Corvas76 in the Discord. I'm not going to use people's names anymore because it all goes back into the Discord anyway. The other one, so yeah, congratulations to Corvas on that one. And the other one is a bumblebee themed dagger. And that is Pad Thai Jury. And they have won that as well. So when that's all done, I'll pay for everything to be sent off to them, and they can win, and we can get addresses and all of that sorted when it comes round to it all. Grim, thanks for subbing there. That's awesome. Thank you very much. So next thing is the big prize that we've all been voting on. I had to keep on going with this because normally these votes and that I normally get about 20 people voting. This one had over 80, so people are interacting more, which is really good. So it was really, really close. There were 2 votes separating second and third, and 1 vote separating first and second. So in third place, which we will do, is an Empire ticket plus a food ticket. We'll get that paid out, and a new player will get an entire event essentially they'll get their ticket paid for and all the food and drink and everything paid for. In second place, I don't know if you can tell I'm reading this off of my notepad here.
Yeah.
Second place is a voucher for a trader. So what I was thinking there is we'd do a £100 voucher. If we make £200, then it's 2 £100 vouchers. If we make £300, it's 3 £100 vouchers. Yada yada yada. So awesome. We'll do that one as well. And the winner, which we'll do for April, which will make a certain chainmail Jesus very happy, is a custom set of chainmail from Armchair Armories. So not bad prizes at all there. I think that's should all go down really, really well when we pick a winner in whatever way I can concoct to give someone a prize, I guess. It'll be something dumb, no doubt. But yeah, so lots and lots of things there, so we're going to keep on going onwards and upwards. I've had an email from Moorish. They have offered me a free meal voucher to give away. They've offered to do purely drinks vouchers for people as well. They've also offered to use my logo and do Hefty Fam specific vouchers as well, so that we can get it. Fuck off, Sam. Tell me get on with it. I'm doing good things here. So we get specific things for the Hefty Fam as well. We get to do so people can get food, drink, and stuff like that. There's a golden ticket and stuff. So yeah, we'll get free. You get free stuff basically for all of this. So yeah, lots of stuff to do. I'm going to go back to them. We'll get that all finalised and ironed out of how we can do it all. Okay. So yeah, that's all of my announcements done. Thankfully, you'll be grateful to know. So right, this is a replay of something that happened in 2019. We had a chat in 2019 for an hour with no cameras, just photos, really crap audio, and yeah, we bumbled on through a conversation, and
Just
now we're
about.
just about, very much just about, and now we're here, again, with cameras, no photos, a proper looking ish setup, and yeah, it's looking good. We're doing well. So this is
One
going
of
to
us
be.
promised. I'm in my bedroom.
No, I've sent Helen off to the bedroom. She sits in there and
Oh,
well, and later. um. So yeah, so we can actually get to see your face this time. We actually get to see the kit properly. We get to, yeah, and you'll actually be able to answer questions that come through from chat as it goes on and stuff like that. So, see, even my other half's harassing me now. And they can see the shirt as well. You might have to show off the shirt.
oh yeah, absolutely. There's our friend Yargle, and he does in fact like cows.
Excellent.
Just for it to annoy Matt, really, because he deserves to be annoyed.
Brilliant. So, how's lockdown going for you, mate? How are things?
Yeah, fantastic. What a joy. No, it's been all right. Work's not been affected for me, so I'm one of the lucky ones.
Yeah.
I've been one of the lucky ones here. I came off, as you can tell by the bags under my eyes. I've been up since 4:30 this morning at work, so yeah, happy days, right?
Yeah, you working tomorrow as well?
Yes, I am. 4:30 in the morning again, living that dream.
Fucking hell. Well,
Yeah,
we'll get
love
you
it.
through this, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So, how much are you actually missing Empire at the moment?
A great deal more than I thought I would. You think after a year, it sort of go to the back of your mind, you crack on with the rest of it. But yeah, I miss just hanging out with my mates, to be honest. I don't know if it's because, like yourself, I've got a few grey hairs in my beard, and all you want is a tepid beer and a hot fire.
Yeah.
Just
Oh
with
my
your
God,
friends.
yeah. Tell me about it. Yeah, there's
Lukewarm
nothing
beers,
quite
cold
like
nights,
that.
and hot fires.
Yeah, it's the feeling when you get to 10 o'clock at night and you're, well, I don't know, for me anyway, I'm sat down by the fire, and you reach over and you've got your crate of something there. You just reach in, great when it's like, well, it's not cold, but it's not warm, but it's fine. It's gonna get
Yeah,
drunk regardless. It's really really
definitely.
cool. So
Yeah, cigarettes and beer, isn't it? It's bad for you, but it's comforting.
pretty much, pretty much. There's been a lot of comments on your armor at the moment going on in chat.
Oh, that mess.
Well, it stands out. It stands out a
Yeah,
lot, that's for sure. How long did it
never
take
laboured
for you
that.
to get all of that put together?
Oh God, yeah, about 3 years. It's it's a little bit of everything. I'll try and angle myself so you can see it a bit better.
Mm,
If you don't mind, I'll do that. I know you've been very particular with the camera, so I'll put it back
mm,
where it was.
that's fine.
But yeah, all mostly from a place called Starguild, where you get cheapy LARP armor. It's like 1 millimeter thick at most points, but they roll the edges and all the rest of it, so it's safe for LARP weapons. And the chainmail weighs a ton. I never really wear it. That's reenactment grade stuff. It's all flat ring and well posh.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's mostly just cheapy cheap. I think the breastplate brand new costs £60,
Jesus.
and yeah, just getting little bits and bobs and putting it together so it's a mismatch of things. As the Orc brief says, sort of everything from everywhere kind of thing. And so all over the shop.
See, I like
But
that
yeah,
as a brief.
it works out. You can do it affordably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can do all this. So yeah, we've got paint job on it and all the rest of it. Names, legions, bits and bobs that have been rubbed off and from
Mm.
the previous owners of the armor, like underneath my little coin pouch. And yeah, part of the new brief is we're supposed to wear scripts now, so we've got scripts going down one of the shoulders.
Okay.
It's a little bit high guard inspired, but and of course that great big heavy leather coat that all the Iron Tide wear,
Mm.
with the red underneath it,
Yeah.
red on the brown.
So is this all stuff that you've made yourself then, is it, like the coat and all of that? And
The coat is homemade, but not by me. This is made by. I'm not sure if it's using her real name. I don't think she'd appreciate it. We quite fondly call her the Genghis Mum. She's one of the Blood Crows, and my one is made out of an old sofa.
comfy.
No, it's all upcycled. But yeah, it weighs a ton, but it's comfy, and in winter you're thankful for it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because being an orc, talking about kit, it's a lesson in heat management. Once
Mm.
you've got the latex head on and all the rest of it, you yeah, I'm a hairy man, so I get very very hot very very quickly.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you on that one.
Mm.
Thanks for subbing there, Calmord. Appreciate it, mate. So, are cloaks not really a thing then for the Imperial Orcs?
Oh, but there's no reason why they shouldn't be. I've not, to my memory anyway. It's been a while. I've never seen a cloak. Plenty of uh, poncho style things, plenty of wraps and stuff like that, but
Yeah,
not like a traditional woolen cloak. No, I think that would. I think you'd have a very, very hot hawk in there, a very warm hawk.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, Ponchos. Some of the Bloodcrows got beautiful ponchos. They
Ponchos.
I remember Morgul used to have a beautiful almost pullover that was layers of different kinds of textured and coloured leather. That was
Mm.
yeah, it was really nice bit of kit.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think back to cloaks myself. I mean, Smo said one of my banner has a cloak. It saved them in a downpour. I'm
Oh,
trying
there we go.
I'm trying to think of that would probably be the only one that I've ever heard of because it's normally big coats, but I suppose all the orcs are wearing so many layers, and there's no real skin on show, so you don't really need like with I suppose with the masks and everything, you don't need a hat or anything either, do you? It's all very
It's quite encapsulated, isn't it? It's your
yeah.
own self-contained thing. Maybe I'll be probably a bit different to the likes of. I remember you spoke to Scarro's pal, where his kit is layer upon layer upon layer, and everything means something. Every single layer is
Mm,
an addition to the character. Whereas with mine, it's a lot of fake layers. So um, one of the creators, same one, the Genghis Mum in the Bloodcrow group, made me a formal tunic, which is for wearing indoors, and indoors with the wraps and all the rest of it on it, it's a task. So it's very thin layers, cuts off there, and with long sleeve stitch underneath it, so it looks like it's 2 layers, but it's just one
it's
thin
just
layer.
one. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. So Simone said, I wear on average 8 layers. Insanity. I, I think I barely wear one, maybe
Oh,
two at a
I've seen
push.
Smo's kit, and it's jaw dropping, but
Mm.
yeah, so I'm with you on that. I mean, the war skirt, my one's a particularly heavy one, but yeah, trousers, boots, tunic, done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously, this, and got a waistcoat as well. A lot of the stuff behind me over here, which we can pick up and talk about if you'd like. Got a lot of waistcoats and a lot of fake layered
Mm.
tunics. Like I've got a Viborg one up there, which I
Yeah.
wear because it annoys reenactors, and that one's false layering as well,
Why does it annoy reenactors for?
because it might have been a bag, not a tunic. And you see a lot of very snobby people put their noses up it, and I love it. I love it.
Right. Right, I see.
Mm,
You got Frostbear Rag. Wears a heavy leather cloak for the winter. That's
mm,
cool. I haven't seen a proper leather cloak. It's normally like the big, thick, heavy woolen stuff that you normally see on the field. I mean, I've only got
mm.
the one cloak. I will have a second cloak. Um, anyway, so I'm a very hot-blooded person. So being a frostbear with all the fur, oof, yeah. I mean, I run hot anyway. I'm like a furnace, so that's why I'm quite happy to wear. I wear a kilt as a base layer, and then I cover it so that you can't see it. I think the only time you could ever see it is if I'm sat at a fire and you're looking up my skirt. Basically, that's the only time you'll ever see the kilt. Well, you should ever see it, but obviously, as I get more and more drunk as the evening goes on, things maneuver around and the knees are on display. The kilt's on display as well, probably as well. But yeah, it is what it is. I don't think at midnight anyone really cares about that sort of stuff. So
I hope your
um,
sensibility's gone out the window by that point.
yeah, pretty much. So John's asked on the subject of overheating, what's the best advice for keeping cool and not melting?
It's going to be a boring one, but it's the best one. Is use natural materials. So um, wrist wraps, for example, I use cotton dust sheet, and I make sure it's. I know it sounds a little bit pedantic, but I make sure they're cotton as opposed to anything else. Pretty much all of my tunics, apart from the posh one, are linen,
Hmm.
linen or canvas. I've got a particularly big, heavy one which is canvas, but the rest of them are all made of linen. My trousers are wool,
Hmm.
and it helps. Um, it's boring, but it's the truth, isn't it? As Smo was saying with their 8 layers, it's when I'm wearing my kit, it's with the leather, very heavy leather robes underneath it. It's see if I can get it up there so you can see it. So it's double layered. So it is heavy. It is warm. There's no breathability in it. So it's trying to manage sweat basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, dunking your wrist wraps in water. If you get enough layering on the wrist wraps, mine come up to about here. Dunk them in cold water, and it does help a little bit. Because you can't really splash water on your face, because then your makeup will fall off, and risk ruining your mask.
Because don't the orcs spend time in? They go back into their tents, don't they? As well, if they're that pot, and they take the masks off just to have some face time. I think. Yeah.
Face. Yeah. The pandas.
Yeah.
Pandas take over camp. Yeah, safety first, man.
Definitely. Oh yeah, always. Because I've seen the orcs a few times over by the OC, like food and stuff like that, and they've had masks off there, just chilling and chatting. And I've heard them saying, we're over here for 10 minutes just to enjoy the wind and get out of it for a bit, and then they'll go back on, and then they'll get back into the field.
The stand over there's been a lifesaver many times. Just standing there with your arms out like that, enjoying a breeze.
Well, to be honest, man, if any of the orcs are ever by Hurst Hall and it's that bad, then we've got a 7-meter bell tent set up. So if you ever need to step inside to demask, you are more than welcome to do it.
Oh, that's kind. Not enough said about that. So there's a lot of people dotted all around Anvil who it always pops up on the forums that say, like, if you need a bit of water, whatever else, orc players, monster crew, etc., etc. Just pop in, take your mask off, get some water, we'll sort you out. Anvil Hospital's sorted me out. Particularly hot event, and I was running about doing nonsense, and yeah, I felt it start getting a bit faint. And one of the chaps in there saw me, dragged me to one side, and gave me some rehydration salts. Sorted me out there and then. So they've been good as well.
Yeah, that's.
Make it sound like it was a charity case.
No, I think everyone needs a little bit of help and stuff like that, don't they? It's admitting when you are starting to struggle. That's the big thing. I think lockdown as well has helped with a lot of stuff like that. It's admitting when you need that. It's just that little bit of help. It just takes one person to go, here you go, have some water, have a sandwich, have a bacon sarnie, have something like that just to keep you going for 5. Bit of chocolate, that's the big one as well. I think chocolate is really undervalued in that field as well.
Yeah, this is a weird trick I picked up from Untitled Lock, the player behind Untitled Lock, and I've stuck with it for years. Is got great big pockets on the inside of this.
Yeah.
And I carry loads of carrots around with me, raw carrots.
I've heard this, yeah.
Yeah. I used to sit there in military council, and chunk them all up, put them in my water, and just eat carrots all day. It helps.
It's genius. So we had, Al the Biffer just joined the Discord this morning. Looking forward to getting to know you all. That's awesome. Welcome to the Discord. Welcome to the Hefty Fam. Everyone's a friendly bunch. Ask all the questions you can. To quote South Park, there are no stupid questions, just stupid people. That's my favourite quote from South Park. But yeah, welcome. Ask all the questions in the world, mate. If you don't know, ask. There will be people there who can answer the questions. They can point you in the right directions. They may even be able to point out kit and stuff like that for you. I've missed a lot here in chat, but we'll just keep on going. Pocket carrots, yes.
Pocket carrots, yeah. Pocket sausages as well, and that's not a pun. You get sausages from the Polish delis, kielbasa. They're gorgeous and like that big. And yeah, just I hang them on my belt and walk about with belt full of sausages. Yeah, it helps.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
Like a belt full of sausage to get you through the day.
No, that sounds amazing. I might have to get something like that sorted for myself. Have a pouch just so I can open it randomly and take a sausage out.
Yeah, that's been a large part of my game a few times, to shut people up. Just awkwardly eat sausages in front of them, especially if they're oversized. If someone talks too long, just do it. It shuts them up.
That's awesome. I love that. Oh my god, yeah, sausages. How's that thrown me off? Oh man, that's awesome. So if we get through so how many layers of kit do you wear? So what's your base layer and going up like that? because obviously in the Discord and at Empire, everybody talks about layers. Everyone says
Mhm.
that they have lots of layers. It builds everything up, and then it just goes from there. So how many layers do you actually wear?
I'll do one better. I'll show you.
Yep.
So if you don't mind me having a little bit of a wander about,
No, go for it.
you'll see me about. Give me 2 secs. Pop
Yep.
this down.
Yep.
Grab some kit, and be right back to you.
That's fine. My God, that armor is stunning. So much kit envy with that armor.
There we go. Told you I'll be back. Right, so these are the trousers from Othello Craft. These are the wool ones I was talking about. So, you know, your standard hero pants, I think they're called on, you know, a roundabout, but just
Yeah.
your standard baggy trousers. That's layer one. Underpants underneath, of course.
Well, dependent.
Well, depending, you know, we'll see how it goes. But one Byborg tunic to annoy reenactors.
Excellent.
That the top layer. So it's got interesting shapes in it and all the rest of it. You've got the tassels coming down, which unfortunately normally covered up by the neck wrap, and it's quite long. So it does give that extra false layer again underneath the war skirt.
Yeah.
Which is weighing a ton over here. There's the never-ending project.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the biggest part for me. Everybody's got their one bit of the kit they focus on. For me, it's the war skirt. You know, it's covered in 101 little stories and all the rest of it. And it was a plain leather belt when I got it. Really, it's grown over the years with players who have passed on or died, or people have gifted me stuff. And from there, it's a pair of boots, neck wrap, which is just a piece of linen cut like a Viking hood without the hood. Simple as that. Dust wrap around the sheets. Great big leather jacket. Done. Mask occasionally, and that's an orc from me anyway.
That's
so
amazing.
Not many layers. Heat management again.
Yeah, that's incredible. That looks so good.
Together it looks good. Apart, it sounds a little bit dull, a little bit boring. It's not like it's 16 layers of X, Y, and Z, and I've put this on and then that. Is for me trinkets, small pieces, and all the rest of it, like the necklaces up here and all the rest of it. But it gives texture, it gives sound when you walk, and that kind of helps, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Do you ever find then when you're fighting and you've got all of the layers on, all the armor on, and everything like that? Do you ever find that when people hit you and stuff, do you ever find that you don't feel it at all?
I can hear it.
You can hear.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I don't wear a gambeson or anything like that. This goes. I'm a bit naughty. It goes on just over the top of a tunic because I'm used to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can hear it because everything is quite. It's all there. It's all very metal and it's all segmented, so you can always hear it. Of course you get hit on the side of the head, whatever else. You get hit on the knuckles. You feel that. Because it's on your skin, but I hear it before I feel it most of the time, especially on these bits here, which is mostly where you get hit. It's your shoulders, your top of your arms, places like that, and that's thankfully where I'm noisiest.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Right.
We've had a request for some of the background stories on the belt.
Background stories on the belt. I'll try not to dip too icy, but I'll hold it back up and talk you through. I'll try and go from left to right or something. So, yeah. Right, hopefully you can see after. Well, we'll go from this way because it's here now. But this belt here is the belt buckle. I normally put the other part of the belt in it, and it keeps it up.
Yeah.
That's a good story. Okay, this little bit of leather here. It's got the Iron Tide symbol on it and a little pewter horse that I popped on there. That was given to me by an orc who died, and yeah, it's the whole worth kind of thing. So this orc was special to the nation, I guess it was, and it was quite a big thing to be gifted this, and so that's one with quite a bit of pride.
Yeah.
Dubtraig, the big campaign.
Yeah.
Obviously armchair armories. The rest of it is largely tat. And I don't want to go into too many stories because I prefer people come up and ask me in character about them. I'm a little bit funny with that, but it's mostly just bits and bobs. Like this one here holds quite a few things, but it stays well in there. There we go. Got a little gift from some people in chat. This is the most important bit. shot glasses.
Oh
It's very utilitarian.
yeah.
We've got a Vrishkin braid on there, of course. Naughty Vrishkins, crow skulls, dog tags, bottle openers from Bearded Pig Forge, a fox's tail, and all sorts of. These have got a big story behind them. That's got a big story behind it. And this is a bag of dice. And yeah, we've got an oath written on a shield there. I'll try and hold it up. The writing's faded because it's been scratched and hit 1,000 times, but yeah, a little piece of steel with an oath on it.
Yeah.
And the rest of it is, yeah, it's I know it's not probably the answer that person was after, but it's a lot of little personal stories that make up the kit as a whole. So yeah, I'll never be insulted by it. I'm not going to yell at you unless you give me reason to. So come and ask in the field. Any orc's going to give you a different reaction, of course. Individuals are individuals, but I don't think anybody's going to be particularly insulted about you coming and saying, "I quite like that. What's the story behind it?" Be excited to tell a story.
I think that's the story for a lot of players, isn't it? As well, they like to, if someone notices something about their kit, and people go, "Oh, what does that mean? What's that mean?" and stuff like that, then it means that their kit's done its job. People have noticed it, and they get to ask stories and stuff. So it's
it's one of the joys of being an orc as well, is you can feign a little bit of ignorance with it all. So a lot of fun I had with the marches was just coming up and obviously playing a character, putting a finger in their face and saying like, "What's that?" and pointing at their pilgrim's badges. Explain that one to me. Explain that to me. What's the worth behind that kind of thing? And it's nice because they get presented with a character who's quite intimidating, and you have to think on the spot like, "Oh God, what's that mean? What's that mean? What's that mean?" And I love that kind of game.
Yeah, that is really really cool. Panda has said, "Thanks for that. We'll swap belt stories for cake."
We'll swap belt stories for cake. That's actually a fair trade. Right,
there you go. Rachel will like that.
People got dragged into the orc camp where someone came with chocolate brownies, and me and Russ pretty much forced this person into the camp.
That's awesome.
So there you go. There's the secret in chocolate brownies.
Yeah. Fallon Gaspar. Orcs really like compliments if you like their kit. Tell them and you might get a cool little story. And as John has pointed out there, who doesn't like compliments as well? It's
a fair thing to say. Who doesn't like compliments?
It's the orc kit stands out a lot more, I find, with I think the dark side of the field where you got Navarre, Orcs, Wintermark, and their colours are not as, say, bright and as brazen as, say, League, Marches, Dawn, every other nation pretty much. But I like the fact that I feel like I'm biased on this one, obviously going from Navarre to Wintermark. I feel like we could do a lot more with our thing, but I'm very biased, and if people want to correct me on that, I will happily be corrected on that one. But I like the fact that you can do so much, and I love it when you have lots of these little things that are going on. So like with your belt, you've got loads of stories around it. Like for, I don't have huge, I've done a similar thing to you, where people who have died and stuff like that have come up to me and given me things. And that's been, so I still wear those little things on me, like a flower crown, and that's quite fun going into a battle wearing a flower crown, because the looks that you get from people, it's great. Like my part of my half of my war skirt is covered in names, and people come up to me and go, "Oh, what are these names?" And it's like, "Oh, it's all my family." And it's like, "Oh, right, can you tell?" So you're looking down and you're going, "Oh, well, that's that one. Oh, he's dead. That's that one. Oh, yeah, she's dead. That's that one." Yeah. Most of these people are dead. This isn't a good conversation to have with me right now. Thanks. I use it as an excuse to get away. But I have said to someone in the pub, I go, "Oh, half these people are dead. Let's move on." And then someone else has asked about it literally minutes later. And the person was listening in, and I was going, "Oh, these people, my wonderful family. Here, let me tell you the story of this person," just to contradict everything that's been said, because I like the fact that it gets conversations going and stuff like that. But
yeah, absolutely.
I need to do so much more work on my kit. I really do.
No, we all do. It's a never-ending project, isn't it?
It
when
really
you're done,
is.
it's time to change character.
So let's get on to the orcs then, because the orcs are really interesting.
Try and grab
topic.
some nonsense and we can talk about it. Alright. Well, there's. Alright. That's right, I'm just grabbing iron and clinky shit.
Excellent.
Yeah.
ooh, so, where was it? So, Helen's asked, what's your favourite element of playing an orc?
The anonymity. The mask is probably the. I'm used to playing the Human Nations. Human Nations, as if it's some sort of separate entity.
Yeah.
So we started off in Wintermark, like a lot of people do. It was an easy in. I used to do Saxon reenactment, so I had kit.
Yeah.
And like, okay, right, we've got this. Let's go do this. And it was fun. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And through the Iron Raptors that used to be around and dearly miss, went through to Varushka. And then started looking at LARP kit rather than reusing old reenactment kit. Started looking at purchasing and making my own kit, and I spent a number of years there. Thoroughly enjoyed it. But the reason I went to the Orcs and stayed in the Orcs is the community as a whole is something. I've not really experienced that elsewhere, where it's an immediate in. Misery loves company, and everybody's wearing those horrible masks in all weather. Whether it be raining and horrible and we're all kind of laughing at everybody else who's getting wet while we're staying largely warm and dry, or it's a scorcher and we are dripping water from our chins and eyes. You immediately made to feel welcome, which was lovely on the outer character point of view. On the in character point of view, it's the roleplay tool that a mask is. Once it's on, you're not presenting. It's not Dave presenting himself to Stephen. It's Irontide Yarn, 2nd Legion General, presenting themselves to a human. So your attitude changes with that because their attitude changes with it. They've been visually presented with something alien. There's no expression. The eyebrows don't move. The only thing that you can really see is eyes and bottom lip. Even the fingertips are covered. So that's the only skin on show is your chin and your eyes. And it's nice because it's easy. Basically, it's cheating. It's easy to roleplay in that mask.
Okay, that's interesting. What else we got? So John said, "Have you ever been complimented for your orc face? If so, how do you respond?"
I've had some very uncomfortable compliments in that car because I kind of get the nature that John's getting to there, you dirty boy. But I've had quite a few uncomfortable comments about that one. But I have actually. Cheers, John.
Oh my god! So there are people in that field who quite like that. Then, little bit too much.
A little bit too much.
Bit too much.
There are. You talk to a large group of orcs, and you'll find the sheepish looks of 2 or 3 that have been on the wrong end of it. But of course it is. I mean, it's a festival, isn't it? It's 2,500 people having a drink, having a good time, and they're presented with a character rather than a human face that's like I said, emotionless and all the rest of it. So people do. I'm not going to say take liberties. It's because it's not. It's fun and it's funny. The few times it's become, we have the uncomfortable compliments. I couldn't. I had to leave before I wet myself laughing. And so it's never bad. I've never had it bad. But same as everywhere. So it's a festival. If you take the word LARP out of it, 2,500 young people in the field enjoying drink, and of course you're going to get weird stuff happen, aren't you?
Yeah. I think I've got a few stories about that side of stuff where it's you realise and go, oh, this is what's going on, is it? I'll finish my drink and then I'll be off. See you later. Oh, man.
But it's fun. It can be fun. Obviously when you're a single orc, you're role playing something quite different to the normal loud, abrasive, aggressive orc that's around a group of others. All of a sudden your fight and flight's kicked in. It's just fight, and you're very on edge all the time. So if we've had a few times where we've got the awkward compliment off of somebody, they go, "Oh, I don't like it. I'm going back home now," and sort of scuttle off to the safety of tepid beer and hot fires, as we were talking about earlier.
Wonderful. That's awesome. John says, "I'm innocent in this." And like, if someone says to him, "I love your horns" during timing, I find it really hard to think up a response. You can't really miss John. He has like 6 of these huge horns. You can't miss. You can't miss him. He's in the Navarre. So
Sounds like John's making up something there, doesn't it?
well, some would say,
Yeah.
yeah, but I'll leave you to have a conversation with him about that later. Most and least favourite parts of the Imperial Orc brief.
Least favourite parts of the Imperial Orc brief. There's one. Ancestorship is probably the least favourite because it's difficult. It's left very grey on purpose, and I enjoy that it's grey on the wiki. You know, not everybody's can be or will be an ancestor. You know, it's rare, but it kind of sucks for the people that really want it and then get off. You know, that's the worst bit for me because you see your mates and whatever else, and you know, we had you know, the Iron Tide suffered a few casualties last season, and you're going like, you know, I know this person, I know they wanted to do X, Y, and Z, and they wanted to try and get their name spoken about the camp and try and forge a legend, and there's them 3 lines back behind the Jotun kind of thing. You just think like, bugger, you know. So yeah, that one is because it causes a lot of internal heated discussion as well about what is an ancestor, what can you do to become an ancestor, and because it's a grey area and good, it promotes discussion. It, you know, everybody's got an opinion on it, and you ask 3 different orcs what makes an ancestor, you'll get 3 completely different answers. In my experience, anyway, this is an opinion. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
The wiki is God.
Yeah. So to be an ancestor, then is it like it's completing like a tick list? Is it you have to have done certain things to be considered an
Now, this is going into my opinion. So my opinion of what an ancestor should be is basically somebody who's talked about and has benefited the Orc nation as a whole. But again, this is me, no one else. So let's say a year ago somebody died, somebody passed away. You know, a great Orc has gone on, but their legacy lives on in the deeds that they've done. So they've done something that's affected everybody around them, knowingly or unknowingly. You know, they've written a law. They've done something to benefit the Orc nation there and then, and everybody speaks of them fondly. Everybody remembers them. So that's the thing. When people, you know, a year on still talking like, oh, Orc X, he was the best. You know, they were the best. I remember when they did this. This has made my life so much easier. It's made my life better. I'm a better Orc for this one existing a year ago than ancestorship, in my opinion. But opinions may differ. You know, I'm sure if you ask the player behind Foul, the player behind Yargle, the player behind Flax, or anybody else, you'll get either an alternative or the same answer remixed.
Yeah. Okay.
But the recurring theme seems to be benefiting everybody somehow.
Okay, that's interesting. That's quite interesting. That so it's like the
right.
exemplar paragon hood then for humans in a way. So it's the jumping through hoops to be something beyond.
Yeah,
not to set yourself apart in a way.
I mean, the mage game can be quite formulaic, especially with Paragon Hood and things like that. It can be, as you said earlier, it can almost be like a check, check, check. I've done a miracle. I've done this. I've inspired others. There we go. I'm done. You know, bring it. Everybody checks that checklist and says, "Oh, so they're a Paragon." Very difficult, thankfully, but there's formulaic. Whereas this one, it seems to be left in the grey on purpose.
So, yeah, Fowl said, Dave hit the nail on the head there. Yeah, I feel exactly the same way about it.
Damn right he does. Thank you, Chainmail Jesus.
Needs to be a t-shirt. It really does.
Well, they've had a shave, haven't they? So I don't know.
Let's see. So what's your most favourite? What's your favourite part of the brief?
Favourite part of the brief? I suppose it's the community aspect of it. You know, they're not walking alone and things like that because everybody's in the same boat. So you know, that's so myself and Smo haven't really talked in character or out of character. We don't really know each other that well. But I know that if Smo asks me or if I ask Smo, it's like I'm by myself. I want to go to, you know, I want to go for a bimble down the shops kind of thing. because we're all in that boat together of trying to stay on that side of the brief. It's like, yeah, no dramas. As long as an orc isn't doing much, they'll normally drop what they're doing, come with you, then you're chatting away with somebody new,
Mm.
quite naturally and through the game and the mechanics in the game, which is not. I like that because it all doesn't feel artificial or forced.
No.
You're going out because you don't want to go out by yourself as an orc. You're cautious. You're you've got voices in your head all the time and all the rest of it. So you want that safety net around you of other orcs.
Yeah.
I enjoy that. I enjoy how natural it is just to engage with other people over something as mundane as I want to go see what Moorish is selling, or I hear that Light Armories has got something. Do you mind coming with me while I grab it, kind of thing? Which is it's nice.
Yeah, that's really cool. Because I don't get anything. You don't get anything like that in Wintermark, really. It's you normally find that everyone's wandering off on their own and doing their own things, or it's like a small army going off to do it, and so that's a bit. So that's quite nice to hear. I like the sound of that.
A little bit rose tinted glasses, but I enjoy that bit.
Yeah. What would you want to change of the Imperial Orc brief and why?
What would I like to change about the Imperial Orc brief and why? Get rid of the Reavers. No, I don't know. What would I change about the brief? I'm happy with the way we look. I'm happy with the costume brief. I think it's incredibly well written out, and I think everybody in the camp has. Well, I know everybody in the camp has gone to tremendous efforts to make themselves look distinctly different, if that makes sense. So the costume brief is perfect. Attitude brief. No, I'm kind of cool with it. I like the conflict with it. You're playing. Oh, touched on it earlier. With me being second legion, I've tried to role play be a bit more aggressive, a bit more assertive. A bit, try and say more with less words. Very blunt to the point, but love writing and try and do it in calligraphy because writing is very important. And love books and things like that. So it's basically been a WWF nerd. It's that persona you got on stage and whatever else, and then you're presented with a lovely book about butterflies, but it's been handwritten by somebody, so there's power in that. I enjoy that. So I like the conflict. So
that's really cool.
That's a difficult question to answer, man. Well done. I can't answer it. Not off the top of my head anyway. I need to have a sit down and think about it, so I can't answer that one.
Yeah, good question there, Sam. Well done, mate.
Good question. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lot of talk against Reavers and stuff like that because they're the dregs of Orc society.
Well, so in Yarn's opinion, yes, because Yarn is brainwashed, would be the Reaver's opinion on him. So we've got the First Legion, the Second Legion, and of course the myriad odds and bits and bobs of Reavers in between. But it's because they're that anonymous. It's a big word. I've been up since early. Yes, England very best. They're anomalous. They're an unknown, if that makes sense. So they've not committed their loyalty to a legion. They don't follow a general's orders. They don't conform to standard Orc society.
Right.
Now, of course, they've got the egregore bond. They look the same as us. They'll want largely the same things as us, but there's that you're not quite one of us kind of thing. So from the perspective of how I try to role play Yarn seeing one is, it's an amateur. It's somebody playing at Legionnaire but can't quite commit to it, or a deserter, for instance. So the very militaristic side of the Orcs, of course, everything's militaristic. Everything revolves around these legions in the First and Second Legion.
So are Reavers Reavers are the Orc equivalent of the TA?
Yeah, in my opinion, as a character, yeah. But in my out of character opinion, I absolutely adore them. I think they bring a huge amount of flavour to the camp because you talk to a Second Legionnaire, you'll get role played back to from a Second Legionnaire. You talk to a First Legionnaire, you'll get role played back to as whatever legion you're talking to. Be it whoever. You talk to Reaver, you're talking to an unknown, which is nice. It's as with all things in that brief, there can be a little bit of snowflake syndrome or whatever else because there's so much freedom within it. Or freedom to delve deeper into the grey areas rather than the quite black and white. But it's nice that it adds variety to it. I might rather than the standard, meathead in their own body weight and plate, walking past, grunting about how awful everything is, drinking an ale, you can talk to a pirate who's never served in the legions, has no interest in serving the legions, but figured out that he can do it better without leadership to do something maybe positive, something maybe negative. Who knows?
Yeah, that's cool. So there's been a few comments made, like Reaver's stinky. So okay, that's quite interesting. Pete's asked, do you think orcs have souls?
Do I think orcs have souls? I think the brief says that we do, and humans have spirits. Is the annoying black and white answer to it. So again, this is going into in-character stuff. You go talk to a priest about it. Give them some game. Talk to an orc shaman, corner an orc shaman, corner a human priest, put them together, watch the fireworks. About the whole souls versus spirits argument, because soul's an easy word to say, isn't it? It's it's not we're used to saying in the English language a lot, as opposed to spirit. Spirit means something ethereal and mysterious, right?
Yeah.
But does a soul travel through the labyrinth, or does a spirit travel through the labyrinth? Because humans get reincarnated, orcs do not. No. One life, live it well, kind of thing.
There was an interesting conversation going on between a couple of priests. I think it was an orc priest and the Var guide and the priest from Highguard. They were all around the Regio when we were doing our Whispers Through the Black Gate. We were summoning my dead uncle back, and they were all arguing about that exact thing. I'm not going to go into the details of it, but basically they threatened to inquisit everybody in the 2 Feet family because of our answer about it all, because we just interjected with, so where you can do whatever you want in the labyrinth, but the 2 Feet, we have a cider bar at some point in the labyrinth where we're all drunk and we are not passing on through. And they did not like that response for some reason.
No, that's pretty blasphemous. Hold on.
Oh, massively so. Massively so.
I like it.
But yeah, it was great. It was interesting to. They were arguing amongst themselves, very, very politely arguing, and then we came up with that, and they were just like, and one just sort of turning to look at us, and we're just like, bye. It was good.
Work here is done.
Yeah, that was literally it. That was literally it. Just to have that. So, how much anti-orc sentiment do you generally face?
Oh, all the time. I love it. Again, it's conflict and roleplay. I deliver it, so I should expect to receive it. And it's weird to say because it sounds a bit like some sort of fetish, but I get upset if somebody's not yelling at me about being a dirty orc or something like that, trying to ban me from a bar at least once an event, because I'll go back in the sulk. But yeah, a lot and good. It should be. It's on brief, especially for the likes of Highguard, etc., etc. We've got some fantastic houses over there that really, really push that. And yeah, why wouldn't it? It was only 2 generations ago that Imperial Orcs were mining your gold, mining whatever else. They're being your property, and all of a sudden your property's talking back to you. Something that through generations a human player will have been brainwashed into thinking like why the hell is my property talking back to me? Shoo, be gone with you, kind of thing. That's the best kind of role play. I find that's the hardest one to come back to, is the very dismissive, like, oh, you're talking again, can you stop that, sort of thing. Yeah. Because you're just there going, I want to hit you, but I can't because I have to obey the law because I'm a legionnaire, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So what you can do is deliver back a loud voice.
Yeah, I mean, it's the orc one I find a difficult one, because my experiences with orcs in the field are it's been very, very minimal. The only times I've had any interaction with the orcs, really, apart from like with yourself before a battle, where my unit followed all the orcs in, because the orcs went through first and then my unit followed, and then we had it's just drinking with them in the marches as well, and that was great fun. So my only experience with the orcs is like, I don't really care. Oh, I'm getting drunk with them at the moment. No, that's amazing fun. I'm happy with this. I'm having a good scrap with them now. Oh, I've got separated from my unit. I'll team up with the orcs. We'll go off and sing a song at the enemy, and we'll go and charge them. And I have a lot of fun doing that. And it's just like I have not experienced any negativity within the
think
orcs.
that's probably an issue for a lot of people who want to do the negative role play. Obviously, this is a single opinion. I welcome it. Other people may differ. Some people don't like that, and that's fair. And you're paying there to go have a holiday. Yeah, it's because you're a decent human being, and any decent human being doesn't want to essentially be fake racist at somebody else. It's awful. It's not a natural thing
No.
to do to anybody. Let alone on holiday, because it's always in the back of your mind: am I ruining this person's event by doing this? It's there, isn't it?
Yeah.
For example, I got a letter from an Avari. They'll remain unnamed, but I loved it because it was very dismissive about me being an orc, and sent back quite a venomous reply. Enjoying every word that was written because hooray! I'm sat at home, bored out my skull, and I get to be horrible to somebody. But again, permission was given. They were horrible to me, and in my mind, it's like, great, if you can dish it out, you can receive it. It's I try not to be the first one to do it, if that makes sense. But again, I guess other people are the same. They don't want to be the first one to be that person.
No.
It potentially spoil someone's day, right?
Oh yeah. I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that if someone's not comfortable, it's just knowing if they're uncomfortable.
Yeah, how do you tell, right?
Yeah. You've had Kyle from Highguard who wants to send you an icy letter.
Yeah, crack on, mate.
Oh dear.
It's Carl from Highguard. I've got some toilet paper I can send back to you, pal. They're not.
Excellent. Oh man. Kyle, what is your secondary character though? Because I don't think they'll rate your go, mate. Your character's not going to last very long. I can't wait to see Kyle in the field as his Highguard. It's going to be epic. It's going to be so good. So yeah, because I'd had a chat with Matt, and we were talking about like character concepts, because I did a stream where I was making up like characters for like other nations, because it's like the group I'm in have said, oh, we want to go over to the League, but then I did a stream on Varushka, and it was just like Varushka, they've got an amazing brief as well. I'd never read it, never shown any interest. It's an incredible brief. So it's like, oh, I want to make a Varushkan as well. And then talking to Matt and going, then there's the Orcs. And then we're like spitballing about like character concepts. My character concept for an Orc, I don't know if I'd go lead. I think he sounds more Reaver, to be honest. My concept is literally a Swamp Witch, but he's more, I suppose, barbarian, I suppose bandit, more, but shamanistic as well, pit fighter type. Just throw all of that together, throw all the drugs, all the drink, everything like that, Looney Tunes as a character, and put it all together. Okay. So I'm thinking mixture of Radagast and Conan.
Radagast and Conan. That's superb. Second Legionnaire, in my opinion. But a lot of that is a lot of that intertwines, doesn't it? Shamanistic and pit fighting. Pit fighting is a deeply religious experience for an orc. You're getting conflict. It's gets your blood up, and you're hearing the ancestors. You're having a deeply spiritual experience. So you would, I guess, become a very philosophical orc the longer you pit fight. Maybe take on some shamanistic tendencies, whatever else. You're hearing the ancestors a lot now. Maybe you can, maybe all of a sudden your character's starting to make sense of the random mumblings of things that can't notice you, but are picking up that something's happening and are saying something. Maybe it can be interpreted. Whatever else. There's a lot that can be played with it.
I want to be a pit fighter that never wins a fight, because it becomes clearer the more he's getting beaten on.
Oh, we already had that with Untitled Scar. Sorry, that one is definitely an in-joke. Carry on.
So carry on. That could be a lot of fun, I think.
Yeah.
That just going off and doing something like that. So I get a lot of it when I'm looking at making a characters and stuff like that. I get a lot of, I suppose, pleasure thinking about going, oh, I could do this, and it's so dumb, and it's just like I'll have so much fun playing it. I think that would be.
I've got the same going with my old man. I've got a backup made for when Yarn hits the bucket because I wouldn't. I don't think I could do it in good conscience. Is join the same group over again because a death needs to be felt. Again, personal opinion.
Yeah.
So yeah, playing something completely different for the next one. Actually, just painted up the mask if you'd like a sneak peek.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah, we still need to get some hair on it. Deciding what to do with that. Whether we're going to go wild with dreadlocks or whatever else. But here's my new face, and you can see talking about kit. Some of the balaclava, a little bit of ventilation at the back,
Yeah.
which helps. But yeah, there's the new face coming up.
Nice.
Can hold it a little bit. Yeah, it's getting there slowly. Try and be a little bit spookier.
So whereabouts did you get that mask from?
This one's from Ungabuild. This is a Gundabad model, and Ungabuild, unfortunately, are closed for a little while. Because what I like to do is get them unpainted and do them myself. But I've got the facilities to do that, and some other people may not.
No.
But I found very reliable masks.
Yeah.
Good sculpt.
Yeah, I think that must have been that's where I had a look, as well. And Sam, note this character won't be having an accent. Doing the Irish accent for 6 years, it's been enough for me. It really, really has been enough for me. The spiritual bogbarian, yes.
Spiritual bogbarian.
Yeah, I quite like that. I think that's why.
Deepest, darkest barbarian.
Yeah, I think that's why I went Calavasi when I joined Wintermark, because I like that side of it. I don't like to be all trim and clean and smartly dressed and all of that. I don't think it's really for me. So
it's nice to be challenged as well, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Playing a meathead like this one, you don't get challenged too often with things, so sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of a sideways something thrown at you rather than a black and white. This is an answer. This is my response, kind of.
Yeah, because in Navarre, I was very much I'm just a fighter, nothing else. And in Wintermark, I've jumped onto mine's gone blank, completely blank. Totemic magic side of things within Calavasi.
Yeah.
And I've really sort of latched onto that small part of their brief, and I'm throwing myself face first into it. So it's why I'm doing a lot of things that aren't really seen in the field, and I'm taking things in a different direction. So I'm enjoying doing that side of it for sure. John's asked, do you have any more detailed advice for how to treat the orcs? Good things to hate them for, that I see the things that I see would know from encountering the orcs in the world.
John, that's cheating. If you want to find out what annoys us, come and annoy us. That is, again, the boring answer, but the answer you have the most fun with. So, yeah, if I remember right, John's Highguard?
No, John is Navarre.
John is Navarre. Just have a read about. Have a little flick about on the wiki. Decide what maybe your parents did or whatever else, or your attitudes towards it. Have you recently had a bad experience with barbarians? We look a lot alike, right? Something like that. Yeah. It could be anything towards one of us is looking at you the wrong way. You don't like it because it reminds you of that time that a Grendel looks at your wallet that way, kind of thing. So maybe that orc is a thief. Just because they look like one. Look at them. They look like a thief, right? That one looks like a thief. There's 100. Just come role play. Figure something out on the spot is the best way to do it. For me anyway. With conflict is just pick on something. If you want to play that character that dislikes orcs and you want it in their backstory, then that's another thing entirely. That's reading through the wiki and trying to figure out something succinct and plausible. But for conflict roleplay, it's best on the beat. It's annoying because we're all desperate for it. It's been a long time. But on the beat, because you might have this excellent idea in your head, like, I hate Druge, and I'll find an orc that looks like a Druge, and you won't see an orc for the entire event wearing a shred of green, for example. You won't have that example apart from just, obviously we all buy masks from largely the same suppliers, kind of thing. So, yeah, there's go well on the beat. Just see what feels right. Hate us properly. Just see what feels right and go for it that way.
Yeah.
Probably not the best answer you'll get, but it's an answer.
No, I think it's. I think with the orcs, a lot of stuff is definitely it's the dreaded find out in play that a lot of people say and do. But I think that the orcs and you will get a lot more out of it if they do that sort of thing in play. So, like you say, find a reason to hate them. You could have had I mean, I came in deciding that I was undecided on orcs. My first character hated orcs until I saw in the military council, it was the most stupid thing I've ever seen in my life or heard, and that changed my opinion on orcs like in a second, because they just said it was what do the orcs know about mountains and what do the orcs know about fighting? I'll be over here doing the fight so they don't have to, and it was just like, oh my, fuck off back to your temple for a start. And you could see everybody sort of rounding to defend the orcs there, and the orcs didn't have to say anything there. But that was like year one. I think that was E3 or 2, year one. That was amazing to witness. That was.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But yeah, it's. I think a lot of stuff comes down to find someone to talk to in play and listening to conversations. That's a good one as well, because that's changed a lot of opinions on people for me. I listen into their conversations and they'll say something that I don't like, or I'll just decide on the spot I've taken umbrage with what they've said there. I'm now going to go and have a little chat with them about it, and it will get heated. And so you get that sort of side of it too.
Yeah, absolutely. And on an out of character point, if John wants this to be a part of his character, like quite an integral part of his character, come down and have a chat with us on Thursday. Face to face. Come shake some hands, say hello, and say, look, I want to play this kind of character. I want to be, openly hostile towards Imperial Orcs. You guys okay? Who's okay with this sort of thing? And someone say like, yeah, me please. Absolutely. Come shake hands, figure something out. And that way, there's permission, if that makes sense. It's a little bit of camaraderie of like, yeah, it's okay. This person said it's all right, so we can carry on with that kind of role play. So you've got that in the back of your minds, that it's all right to role play that way with this person. It's not as if that's universal. It's not universal, but it's a polite way of going about it. And some of the best orc play, openly hostile players we've had with the orcs, Grumpy Fish being one of them, used to come down every Thursday with cakes and biscuits to say, "I'm so sorry for what I'm about to say to you all," kind of thing.
Brilliant.
And we'd all share a drink with them, and it was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have quite heated arguments where people come in and check up on, like they pop back a bit later just to go looking for this guy or this girl and just want to make sure everything's all right?
Yeah, absolutely, quite a lot. I had a very, very heated argument with a Wintermark leader, and nearly came to icy blows. And bless him, came in and we sat down and had a beer out of time. Shook hands and said, "Oh yeah, that's brilliant. Let's do that again," kind of thing. Shook hands and agreed to do that whenever possible because it was hilarious. And good fun on both sides. And yeah, because unfortunately Wintermark's quite a big place. I couldn't find them because I wanted to do the same thing with them, and I tried to find them, but I couldn't. Yeah. Little things like that. It's not, it's not gospel. You don't have to, but it makes it better on both parties. You might make a friend that way as well.
So lots of recommendations there for Unga build as well, so that's good.
Yeah, they're a very good retailer, very good.
Noset has asked, apologies if this has already been asked, but is it considered poor form to be neutral or friendly to orcs?
No, not at all. Not at all. So again, it's in character. I won't go into the details of it, but I play one of the leaders in the Orc Nation. I play one of the generals, so you have to have a good relationship with some people. And me and another Marcher leader have gone like that, and we sit down and we have cigar club together. We'll sit down and we'll enjoy a cigar. We'll have a whiskey together, in character. And there's been a bond that's been forged over quite a long time where I feel comfortable going out of the Orc camp with this human.
Yeah.
So it's not taboo at all. Absolutely not. No. Be friendly, be aggressive, be neutral. Be undecided. Whatever you'd like. It's your game. You're paying to have a holiday. Enjoy your holiday as you see fit.
Yeah, definitely. Suppose asked what the jingly jangly things that you picked up earlier was.
Oh yeah, I got picked up a load of stuff just in case we start talking about kit again for wrist wraps. So they can
Oh
be
yeah.
quite plain.
Hmm.
So I've got a load of these are the jingly janglies. Got trolls crosses on belt hooks, which and little bracelets with crow's heads on them. Just
Nice.
same with brooches and basically jingly and my cutlery, my eating bits and bobs.
Nice.
Those are the jingly janglies. Wah, collars, torques. Got a couple of those as well.
Hmm.
Just little. I was talking about trinkets earlier. So trinkets just to make the very plain bits of kit look less plain. So a dark steel bracelet on the wrist wrap, and or you wear it with a cut off leather belt as well, just to stop it from being so dull. Just a
Yeah.
bit of red dust, dust sheet. The other one is I normally have wool, which I've got plenty of wool downstairs. I just wrap it up with a bit of wool so it looks scruffy. So there's a texture and a bit more color and something rather than plain wraps.
Hmm.
And if anybody asks me about, let's say, wool, then I can make up a bullshit story on the spot about how the wool means, yada yada, is from the great herd or something like that. You can make up a story on the spot about how wonderful that wool is.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's a bit of fun.
Big Daddy Drew. Dave, how
Big
much do you?
tree.
Yeah, how much do you enjoy the rivalry between the First and Second Legion?
I enjoy it a lot. I like the differences between the First and Second Legion. And I know who Big Daddy Drew is. We'll keep his in-character name out of it, but he plays a First Legionnaire. And I like the rivalry in that it's friendly. There's always some sort of competition going, whether it's a drinking competition, which the First Legion have the award for at the moment. Untitled Bracken made a wonderful banner, and that went straight to the First Legion on the first drinking contest and things like that.
Hmm.
It's quoting from another player, but and again, personal opinion. It's almost like the Gork and Mork thing from Warhammer, which is a bad word in the Orc camp. But you got the Second Legion where you're presented with a soldier, and the First Legion where you're presented with a warrior. So it's that kind of conflict. We're better than you because of this, and they say, no, we're better than you because of this. It's like, well, fuck you, prove it. And they don't know, fuck you, prove it. And then a friendly rivalry exists.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It is good fun because there's the differences in personality with the characters you're role playing within those player-made parameters. With your different banners groups. Everybody's got their own little personal brief for that group, haven't they? So then you role play quite naturally again. No, nothing forced. Everything's quite organic. This rivalry between the First and Second Legion, just because one's called one and one's called two. First Legion, Thrace, they got out of their mines first, but the Second Legion were better equipped and they started winning wars when the First Legion were only winning battles. So does that mean First Legion are cool because they started it? Or does it mean the Second Legion were better because they might have finished it?
Hmm.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. It's cool. Again, it was a well written brief.
Yeah.
With a lot of interpretation, a lot of grey area, which is important.
Yeah, because there's a reason why I'm not going into like, so what's the difference between all of these groups and stuff like that? Because I think that's something that needs to be asked in the field, because that could, yeah, because that something that I love to do is try to provoke some form of, elicit some sort of role play, especially when it comes to the orcs, because people normally head to the gate, see a couple of orcs stood there and go, no, I'm not going in, and then they'll walk away. But that's just to try to get a little bit of role play from people who are coming into the encampment.
That is it. I think we've got a bad reputation for that. I've not seen people turned away at the gate in the years I've been playing an orc ever.
Mm.
I'm not sure where the reputation come from. If it's, I mean, I've no doubt it happened. Yeah, role play is role play. If someone's coming in to a naturally paranoid people who are keeping their eye out for spies and looks, acts, smells like a spy completely by themselves, then yeah, play the game kind of thing. Off you go. But yeah, it's as you say, you've been presented with an opportunity to role play. And it's the person giving you that role plays holiday as much as it is yours. They're there to provoke a reaction. And it's your character, not your job, not your duty. but you're playing a character. Give a reaction. If someone's trying to provoke something, be provoked. Act as a character would, not the person under the makeup, not the person under the mask, not the person under this. The character you're playing, how they react to being stopped from, questioned about trading, or whatever else. How would your character react to that?
What's trading? Oh my god.
Yeah. So you'd be like, what are you doing? I'm trying to bring prosperity in your camp. Jog on, get out of the way.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
Carolix has asked, how would you describe the orc music style in play outside of the drumming?
Outside of the drumming, the orc music brief, because I've read into it a lot, is again it goes into a lot of percussion and all the rest of it, but it's supposed to be drones and things like that. We don't really hear much. We used to have a player called Morgul who came in. He used to have these beautiful twin flutes, and it was a very deep sound that they produced. And I remember getting woken up most mornings by that and absolutely loving it before the drums started. Timing, of course, to get everybody out of bed. But no, I mean, not to get everybody out of bed. Just they started timing randomly by some unknown person. Who knows? But yeah, I remember getting woken up by basal twin flutes. Again, sticking to the brief, it was a drone sound. It was very monotonous. It was beautiful. So I think the orc music brief needs to be explored a little bit more. And if there's players out there who are up for it, there's so many old style like a taggle harper, a bass harper, something like that, that can produce these, again, opinion, but deep droning sounds. They're quite relaxing sounds, if that makes sense. As I think, again, bad rap. Maybe people think the percussion and whatever else, it's just stamping feet and beating chests and whatever else. But if you break down the orc brief, and again, opinion, which is something I'm saying a lot in this Twitch stream, an orc isn't just a chest beating combat monster. It's a thing that loves writing, that loves literature because they earn literature. Music's part of literature. It's part of mathematics. It's writing. It's listening, and all the rest of it. So it's something that you wouldn't have been able to practice as a slave.
No.
So what a gift now. What a wonderful thing. We should do this. And there's been some beautiful songs that have been written. A lot of them are I was a slave and it was bad kind of thing. But there's also some beautiful melancholy songs about that are quite nice and harmonic. Apart from the standard.
I'd like to hear some nice orc blues.
Some nice orc blues. Yeah, I think everything's got upsetting at some point. It's all kind of depressing, isn't
it? Yeah. That's awesome. Pete said, for my Druge kit, would it be best to ask orc groups OOC first if I could copy their markings, tattoos, iconography to include in the Druge kit? And how protective can people be over these kinds of things?
Yeah, if you're talking about, I'm presuming you're talking about taking, let's say, for instance, you want to portray someone who doesn't like the Iron Tide, you're talking about taking like our horse skull symbol, that one, to use on your monster kit, is it?
Yeah, I think that's what he's talking about, yeah.
Yeah, ask them. If you think about it, they're somebody's intellectual property. Somebody sat down and drawn that themselves. Don't nick it without asking.
Yeah. Sorry. I meant, for instance, the mantle has a rune as a tattoo. Has that skin. I meant, for instance, the mantle has a rune as a tattoo, as that skin has been removed and sewn into it, not identifying the Imperial Orc clan marking, but using it to goad the enemies, etc.
If you're not using anybody else's intellectual property, go mad, mate. Your holiday, innit? It's monster kit is there for your little bit of chance to whack your heads in the mates in the head with a sword, isn't it? So have fun. As long as you're not, half-inching somebody's, somebody's group's, symbol that they've sat down and drawn or, sort of slaved over, then yeah, why not? Have fun.
Yeah, definitely.
That's my opinion, but that's my one.
So, what's the big thing that you are looking forward to doing when we get back into a field?
Me personally, is sitting down in the quiet with all my mates and just doing the natural role play. Just the no provocation, sat around in the cold, probably in a bar in the marches, drinking beer, and just for the sake of the role play that happens around the table when that happens.
Yeah.
And again, it's because I'm 33. I'm not in my 20s anymore. I don't do drunk because then I can't wake up. I've got to lead people in the morning.
Mm.
So yeah, just mucking about, walking around Anvil with my mates and chatting shit is what I'm looking forward to, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's been the fairly common answer in all of these streams is everybody's looking forward to just seeing people again. I think it's going to be quite an emotional one to an extent when you get back into that field and everyone's seen each other for the first time in will be what, a year and a half, something like, and it's going to be
It's going to be a thing, isn't it? Because everybody's had a lot of time to brew up. In game time, we've only been gone the standard amount of time, but we've got a load of bored amateur dramaticists that have been given no sort of output for their creative juices. So it's going to be 101 weird and wonderful schemes cooked up. I reckon it's going to be exciting.
I cannot wait.
I dread it. I dread everybody coming up and saying, "Oh, I've got X, Y, and Z planned. Why don't you help me out do it?"
It's going to be great.
I absolutely dread it.
You're going to love it. You're going to absolutely love it.
Oh, I'm going to throw my cloak on the ground and say, I'm leaving the Second Legion, I'm off, done. Just walk off into the sunset with a load of people with letters following behind me saying, I've got an idea.
Carl said, every time we do these streams, I wish to play the nation discussed. I think that's a common thing, though. You get the keen for that specific nations when you realise things about the brief that you didn't know were there. So it's like, what part of the Imperial Orc brief don't you see enough of in the field, in your opinion?
Is this towards me or Nathan?
To you.
To me. I don't see enough of in the field, in my opinion. We're pretty good. To say without ego, we are pretty good, but it's again, it's just because we're humans under the masks. You don't see enough of the conflict given back. When someone wants to, they put their character out to be hostile towards an orc. Sometimes you don't want to be horrible back to another human being on a holiday. You don't want to spoil the day. So it's sometimes a bit like, oh yeah, you're bad. I'm gonna tell my friends. See you later. Sort of thing. It can get that. But and again, it's all fine and merry. It's down to the individual. But a little bit. Be nice to see a bit more given back to the people who are putting in the effort to, be hostile towards you. And again, that's on my point as well. There's been a few points I was like, oh, I'm not in the mood to be nasty right now, kind of thing. And you just sort of, retreat away to, again, the hot fire and a tepid beer.
Yeah. See, that sounds so good right now.
Yeah.
It really, absolutely. Really does. That's something that I can't wait for.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Orcs don't need rhymes, just rhythms.
Orcs don't need rhymes, just rhythms.
That's nice.
Yeah, there's truth to that.
Yeah, I like that.
The music, marching songs and things like that is part of it, isn't it?
So, McBail Jr., you want to play every nation until we get to High Guard night. Then people will fall into the usual two camps, love us or hate us. Or as my daughter said the other day, you're like marmalade.
Everybody says that about their own nation. Okay, this thing, we were talking about this beforehand when we were having a bit of a laugh before the stream turned on. Everybody's backup is an Imperial Orc.
Yeah.
And the 5% they do come over, it's make or break with that mask.
Yeah.
And you either love it or you hate it. You either love that it gives you the opportunity to, provoke reactions without doing much.
Yeah.
Or you hate the fact that you now smell like everybody's collective socks constantly. It's the thing.
An upgrade in my book, for me anyway.
Well, that's a you problem.
Yeah, it's the Orcs are a one, that's for sure. It's something that I've always looked at and gone, one day I've got to do that. But it's with the Orcs, I always get the impression you've got to go hard or you just don't do it at all. You go whole hog or you just don't bother.
Oh, it's again, I think that's maybe because people see us in these masks and they see you're wearing out this hot. You must be a hardcore role player. No, absolutely not. Like me, I played my my archetype. I'm a thief taker, so yeah, I played that as hard as I could, and I got rewarded through that, through now leadership. But I had to graft for a good few years before I got it. But we don't roleplay any more or any less than any human nation. It's just because of the mask and the so so little skin on show. You're presented with something unusual. I think people just make that connection, because you can't see eyebrows waggling. You can't see the corners of your mouth grinning or whatever else, depending on the kind of mask you got. I can't see your ears wiggling or whatever else. It's so I think, oh yeah, it's a really hardcore role player. Look at that straight face, and you're there absolutely pissing yourself with laughter. I go no, but they can't see that because you've got a mask on.
No.
Again, fantastic role play tool, right?
Yeah, definitely. So what's your next step then? If you weren't to play an orc, where would you be playing?
Oh, I'd probably go back to Varishka.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Varishka. It was fun. I like being like playing. The Wagon Raider brief was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that a lot. Playing the slightly naughty Schlachter. I got a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Smo said, I love the kids' reactions. How do the kids react to you when they see you walking around?
Horror or joy? No in between. But yeah, again, it's a weird part of the orc brief, but orcs are supposed to adore children, so it's kind of cool. Like a friend of mine who plays in the same banner as me, if a kid comes up, because she's quite petite, she'll come down on her knees and sort of talk to the kid, engage with the kids and things like that. And I've got no problems with telling this one out of character. Little heroes get in for free. So if you've got a kid, straight into the orc camp, come and have fun. And normally horror or joy. They either want to poke your head, or they want to run the opposite direction as quickly as humanly possible with their parent attached to their arm.
Yeah.
So one or the other.
Yeah. So my daughter is going to be coming along to Empire for the first time, and I can't wait till she sees an orc properly.
It'll be a lot.
So I might take her off to see one of the Frost Bears, because there's one of the guys. He's massive.
Oh, Frost Bear Zerk.
Zerk, yeah. That's him. Yeah,
lovely cap under that mask as well. Lovely human being.
Yeah, big. Yeah, as Moonchild Majora just said, yeah, big man. Yeah, so I just want to see that react, because I already know her reaction. She is really outgoing and confident, and that she'll be quiet for a second, and then she'll be challenging you lot to a fight.
Perfect.
Just because that's just the way she is. We did weapons practice on Southampton Common, and she's Navari without any shadow of a doubt. But she was stood there, and the two people were walking towards her to have a little fight with her, and she was just like, nah, I'm tired, I don't want to do it. As soon as they turned their back, she was attacking them both. It was brilliant to watch. Yeah. It was so good. It was so much fun to watch.
Brilliant.
I saw an orc in person for the first time dressed up at LARPCon, and that was the wow factor. Yeah.
Oh, that's something that's not spoken about enough, is it? I mean, we're both jaded and old, and our rose-tinted glasses are firmly on about the early event. But God, I envy new players now, because if you get there on Thursday, you settle down, get your tent up, whatever else, and wake up bleary-eyed at some point on Friday because you've not gone to bed till God knows what in the morning, and you wake up to a canvas city that's popped up of nowhere, and it's an incredible sight. And I envy, because of the size of Empire now, I envy new players who get to see that.
Yeah,
absolutely envy. So I remember, God, back when Wintermark was cool, man. When
I don't think it's ever been cool. Has it?
Yeah. But I remember waking up out my tent and seeing everything go out of nowhere, and you're like, Jesus Christ, this is quite real. We're all shitting ourselves because we thought LARPers were a load of nerds. Obviously, coming from a reenactment background, like, nah, wimps, don't worry about it. No. We got corrected on that one, definitely.
Yeah. Moonchars, Dave was once upon a time, referring to you being cool once upon a time.
Dave was cool once upon a time. Who's that?
Moonchild Majora.
Oh, he plays Ashbourne Ashbourne Irrelevant, we'll call him from now on because he's been mean to me. And we all rub his head for good luck before battle.
Ashbourne Irrelevant. Excellent.
Ashbourne 8-ball. Yeah, we'll rub his head for good luck for battle now. I'm going to make sure that the rest of the Second Legion do that as well. Well done, that player. It will remain. We'll keep his real name out of it. We're polite.
Yeah, but yeah, I look back at the first events and it was great fun. But I do look at this now and just think, oh, Dave was a winter marker, not was cool. There we go. Right, clarified.
Oh, thank you. You say I was cool. I've never been cool.
Oh dear.
I do knitting.
Yeah, I mean, very, very jealous of people getting to experience Empire for the first time, because you'll come into that and then you sit back. Hipster crochet has been corrected too. So
hipster crochet, absolutely, yeah. Now bending, love it.
But yeah, seeing everything now. I think the only thing I really miss is the forge when it had the second floor, because I used to love going up the stairs, sitting there, and just sort of you watch the people go by and you're having a pint and stuff like that. Oh, so much fun. But now you're lucky to sit down in there.
Yeah, some absolute Poncho went and fell off the second floor, didn't they? So that got taken away.
Yeah, and someone got someone climbed all the way up into the rafters as well to sing, didn't they, as well? Right. So
it's all hearsay and beating of the jungle drummer. You've no idea what really happened, just that something bad happened.
Oh no, I know who did it. I witnessed it. It was painful to watch. It got not the falling, but the singing from the rafters anyway. But yeah, that happened. Yeah, so yes, John, someone. Yeah, we're not going to mention his name.
Oh, I wonder if whoever it was made their shits have antlers. Terrible human being. Whoever that may be. John.
Yeah, it wasn't John. It wasn't John.
Don't blame him anyway, because he's got too many horns.
So Moonchild Majora said, he got who I am wrong anyway.
Oh. Moonchild Majora. Oh god, I did. Yeah, I did. Oh well.
Never mind.
Never mind.
So yeah, 2-tier forge sounds dangerous. It was good, actually. It was really, really nice, because you had it's the balcony thing, wasn't it, really? And you had you were just looking over. It was really nice to see everything, and a lot of people went up there, chilled, had a drink, and it was really, really nice. I loved it all. But then I think that's when the storm hit and part of the forge fell down.
Oh, that was that. I can't remember what it was called. Hurricane something or the other. That was a bad event.
Yeah,
I remember that. That was a 4-day event as well. That one as well, and they used to have the time out on the Monday. Yeah, I remember braving that one because I didn't have a lift home, so I was forced to brave it. I was very, very soggy and very, very upset.
Yeah, Storm Katie.
Katie, that one.
I think I'm going to struggle the most with not staring at an orc in the field. I'll be admiring the kit.
Everyone's got a fetish.
Well, we're not taking it that far. Okay, notice the awkward silence there. Still, right. So we've been going for hour and a half. We've already beaten the last record we have, so
we've done all right.
We've done really, really well, and it's chat have been involved. It's been really, really nice, and at least we get to see your face this time as well.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything, but you know.
Oh, I've still got a better hairline then.
Everyone's got a better hairline than me. Like newborns have a better hairline than me.
Yeah, so I've got a 5-head. The 4-head's gone now. I've got a 5-head now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think mine's back. It's underneath the hair. If I grew it, it's really, really bad.
Yeah. Age. Wonderful.
I know. Yeah. But funny enough, I mean, you say being 33 and struggling to get up in the mornings. I'm 40 and I still haven't had a hangover, and I'm up until 4. And then I'll get up 5 hours later, and I'll still go off and have a fight.
Yeah, I'm not happy about
that. Well, when you grow up and become a man, my friend.
Oh, hangy. Nice, thank you. Well done. Golf clap.
No.
Oh yeah, no, I've enjoyed this one. Thanks for talking with us.
Yeah, it's been really, really good. So, let's have a look. I can't be bothered to load everything up to raid. So thanks everybody for non-existent hairlines unite. Pretty much, we should make our own, make your own nation. That'll be good.
Be great. Yeah, just angle the sun just right, blind the opposing side, be fine.
Yeah, I just have to lean forward a little bit. Just...
Oh, like I got it on the head. I can get it from both sides of my head, so you get like head beams going on.
Oh, you can hold me up by my feet. I'll be like a mirror ball.
Get the chamois leather out.
Yeah. Oh dear. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Thank you everybody in chat who answered questions, who got involved in the topics and stuff like that. Who poked fun as well. That's been a lot of fun. Dave, thank you so much for coming on again, mate. Your kit is awesome, and
thank you.
It'll be I do like having the chats with the orcs. It's a lot of fun, and
hopefully you'll see each other in a field.
Yeah, hopefully, next time we get going in a field and all of that sort of stuff. Iron-Tide hairline.
Iron-Tide hairline. That's better than Iron-Tide Old Spice, which was my old nickname, because I was the only one who showered in that tent for a little while. That was unique.
Yeah, that got mentioned as earlier, actually. I saw Old Spice getting mentioned. Iron-Tide line.
Iron-Tide line. There's the only retreat you'll see in the Iron-Tide, mate.
Excellent.
Anyway. Still, it's just evolved into hairline jokes, hasn't it?
We have, yeah. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Wednesday, Brass Coast, I think we're chatting about. So yeah, we'll go on from there. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks Dave for coming on. Everyone take care. Yeah, if you're struggling at any point, at any time, reach out. The community's always there. Discord's someone's always about. All right. So yeah. Bye.
Remember everything we had, every breath of this place creaking.